Good morning, this is your European Open briefing for Monday, June 13. My name is Michael Florentiades and I am the Chief Economist here at XM.com. With the key points you should know for today's trading, sterling is plunging on Brexit concerns. We will see a move that started off on Friday. The yen is the big winner of this situation. It's rising against all other currencies. Overall, there is some risk of sentiment. Asian shares are falling. Maybe the Orlando shootings over the weekend are adding to the geopolitical jitters and the uncertainty. Now, on the calendar, on the day's calendar, it is going to be a relatively quiet day in terms of data. We already have important themes that are moving markets, but in terms of fresh economic data, it should be quiet. We did have the release of the Chinese numbers earlier, and everyone is going to be focused on the four central banks that are announcing on Wednesday and Thursday. More about that later. Now, as you can see, the pound had a very sharp drop on Friday. What happened? Basically, a poll that showed the Leave camp ahead by 10 points, online poll, if I'm not mistaken. This caused a very sharp sell-off in the pound versus the dollar. It fell from the 144 level on Friday right down to below 142 to 142.80, as low as 141.58 cable. This is an 8-week low versus the US dollar. So you can see very clearly that the pound sell-off gaining some steam. Now, I chose this I chose this chart deliberately. We don't often look at pound yen, but we can see that in a matter of 2 days, even on late Thursday trading, pound yen was trading above 155, and by the time of Monday's Asian morning, the Asian session, we had it dropping all the way down to 150.38, and that's certainly a very big move. It's a 3-year low for pound yen, and it's now aiming for the 150 level to take out that level. Now, the yen, of course, is benefiting from the sense of uncertainty. It is seen as a safe haven, despite all the ills that Japan has, and we often talk about. Dollar yen is also very important because the pair dipped below 106 in this negative environment, in this risk-off environment. Now, there is some speculation in the market that 100 to 105 is a possible range that the Japanese are going to get very concerned, and maybe there will be some intervention. So we got close to that level. We got below 106 to as low as 105.6. So this is definitely 105.7, sorry. So this is definitely interesting levels to watch, and probably there will be some nervousness, and if we had lower, some speculation about what the Japanese are going to do. And there is an important question that arises: will the Bank of Japan be pushed by the market to do something? They are meeting this week, so they're not expected to deliver fresh stimulus. But if they get pushed by the market too far, we don't know. And it's also worth noting that we had a big drop in the Nikkei, an over 3% decline today on the back of this negative news. Another safe haven is the Swiss franc. We said yen and Swiss franc are attracting a lot of demand, and here you see for the past 10 days the significant gains that the Swiss franc has made versus the euro. I mean, it was around 111 on June 3rd, June 4th, and it came down all the way to 108.4. It's not as dramatic, the rise of the Swiss franc compared to the yen, but is certainly noteworthy, this 3-month low, and it's also possible that the Swiss National Bank is in the market and it is slowing this drop. On to the S&P 500, we have seen this particular index falling by around 30 points, so it's around 1.5% from intraday highs. You remember the 2120 level was around less than 1% from the all-time highs. Since then, we have backed off. But I show you this chart also to point out that we haven't had a huge sell-off for equities yet. So we have to put this jitters and this market nervousness into perspective. Now, of course, somebody cynic might say that equities are just banking on more stimulus and they're hoping for more monetary stimulus that is going to be that might be forthcoming and that would benefit equities. That's an interesting speculation, and maybe we have seen gold making like other safe havens, except for the yen and the Swiss franc. Other safe havens are gold, which was above the 1280 level, and also long-term government bonds. Their yields also dropping recently. The German government bond yield was the main news item last week. We had some important data out of China today. We had Chinese urban fixed investment down 9.6%, so mainly buildings, urban buildings, I would say, up 9.6%, but lower than expectations. The expectations was around 10.5%. You can see that it has been on a slowing trend for the past year. Urban fixed investment was something that was helping the Chinese economy to weather the slowdown in global growth and manufacturing, and we see it slowing down as well. However, industrial output and retail sales were in line with expectations. There was something as if the markets didn't have enough to worry about. There was also a move for the yuan. The yuan depreciated around 0.4%. It traded as high, this is the onshore yuan, by the way. It traded as high as around 6.5890, so it kept away from the 6.59 level. Now, 660 has been a no-go area so far for the yuan, but this might change. This is something that might cause some nervousness for the market, the yuan depreciating a little bit, and we'll have to keep an eye on that as well. Finally, as we said, as you can see from the calendar, not so many dramatic data today. We had something like Swedish unemployment, and that was it. But we have the 4 central banks are announcing in less than 24 hours this week. The Fed goes first on Wednesday. Then on Thursday, we have the Bank of Japan first, followed by the Swiss National Bank, and then the Bank of England. No huge moves are expected by these central banks, but the markets are absolutely going to be very concentrated on what the central banks have to say, more than what they will do, since action is not expected. So this is going to be the major theme for the week, plus of course any Brexit polls. We'll have to watch that. Developments out of China. Oil was also down a bit. We had oil rigs on Friday in the US climbing for a second straight week, so that shows that production in the US might be rebounding a little bit, so that's another interesting factor to watch. So that's all from me. Thank you very much for watching and have a great day.